The relationship between animals, humans, and the environment can't be overstated.
Our senses have evolved in relationship to the natural world, the world we live in. And when that relationship is intact, it sustains us in ways we're only beginning to quantify and understand.
Here's Dr. Benjamin Smith, toxicologist and executive director and president of the Monell Center.
How our sensory systems have developed, how these signals have developed. It's not just us as an individual organism sitting there saying, let's develop smell, let's develop taste. We develop them for a purpose, and that purpose links to the interactions we have with members of our own species, members of other species, and importantly, they've developed to help us survive, help us get around the environment that we live in. Like with all evolutionary specializations, we know that there are smells that, for instance, dogs can smell better than we can smell, or other organisms in the environment might be able to pick up differently to us. There are differences in how we and other organisms use these cues within the environment. And it's in understanding both those similarities and differences where we can really get a better understanding of how these systems work and the importance of these systems in driving our own health, the health of animals in the environment, and importantly, the health of our environment as a whole.
Animals can detect disease because disease changes chemistry. It changes breath, it changes sweat. Animals evolved to not only detect sickness, but use chemical cues to find food and avoid danger. Protecting animal health is not separate from protecting human health. A virus circulating quietly in birds can find a new host, and suddenly, what looked like an animal disease becomes a human one. Here's more from Dr. Bruce Kimball.
It's important that all the species that inhabit this planet are not threatened. We see these threats all the time. Avian influenza is a classic example right now.
It's managing biological relationships safely between humans, animals, and the environments that make health possible in the first place. Dr. Benjamin Smith.
No, I suppose there's different stories, right, of One Health. One story that I think is a fascinating example of how sensory disruption can impact the environment, and also how human influences can impact the environment, is seeing changes in feeding behavior in animals as a result of pollution. It's been shown that seabirds, which typically cue in on sensory cues, smells of phytoplankton and other creatures that they're eating, are now turning their attention to the smells of microplastics, because these microplastics are accumulating in their food sources. And that's an indication, or it's an example of, one, how the sensory systems and how our environment is changing and evolving to this change, but also how the actions that we have and our interactions together can affect each other, and can affect a wide range of organisms across the ecosystem, and ultimately the whole health of our ecosystem, the health of our world. And that really is the underlying concept of One Health and these interactions.